No matter the platform, no matter the business, no matter anything in life, building a brand is definitely not easy. This is something that we have absolutely taken a passion to, is building a brand, whether it's teaching YouTube for real estate or for business entrepreneurs, or our brand in real estate or our brand for business. So you think of these major brands, the Nikes and obviously Coca-Colas and hey, Canon cameras, whatever it is, building that brand is very difficult. But I've also come up with 5 struggles that we went through and how you can overcome and build your brand quicker, easier, and that lasts forever. So if you want to learn how we built our brand, how you can build your brand way quicker, we're going to be teaching it in this video, and we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? Jackson Wilkie here. In this channel, I teach business people, entrepreneurs, and definitely real estate professionals on how they can grow their business and their brand through YouTube. 100% free. I've got hundreds of videos teaching you. If that's the information you want, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. All right, so brand is something that, man, I remember struggling. What's my brand? How do I make a brand? Because you hear it all the time. You need to brand yourself, right? Ask yourself this, and I want you to comment down below. Have you ever opened up a video or marketing saying, "Hi, my name is Jackson Wilkie. I'm a realtor." Or, "Hi, my name is blank. I'm a real estate agent." You need to comment down below, yes or no. I want to know. Because at the end of the day, if you've done that, what have you done? You have taken yourself away from the brand. You are a realtor. Realtor is the brand. And now you're out there with tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of agents with the same damn brand. So how did we step away from this? How did we not become real estate agents? Well, we really started providing quality videos that people wanted, and that's how they knew us, like us, trust us, and ended up calling us, and we got business. But let's talk about the brands and the struggles of building brands. I've got a whole list here, 5 of them, and this is going to be going in depth, but I know by the end of this video, you're going to have an actionable plan to really start building your brand today. So I remember struggling at the beginning watching Gary Vaynerchuk, and he was like, man, Instagram. He was on freaking Facebook. He was on YouTube. He was on LinkedIn. And he's like, do this, do that. You need to have your content. And it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. But I tried it. You're damn right I tried it. I tried putting it everywhere. But what I realized is that by stretching yourself out, you end up killing yourself, because there's a lot of those platforms I didn't care about. So first of all, it was really starting to stress me out that I needed to be on all these platforms. Don't worry about that. We'll get into that in a little bit. But you've probably been in that boat. You're probably like, yeah, dude, I feel like that's the only way to do brand, right? You have to be on all these platforms. Wrong. Number 2, I remember talking, and this isn't number 2. We're going to get into the actionable plans, but I'm just trying to lay the groundwork. I remember even going to, listing referrals or talking to friends and neighbors about how I could market their property better. Nobody can market it like me. We'll get the drone in the air. I'll put it all over social media. And at the end of the day, it's just I remember talking badly about other real estate agents, even though they were really good and they were a hell of a lot better realtors than me. But I was trying to create that brand, that I was just this incredible marketer. I still didn't get any business from it, and you've probably done that too. At the end of the day, the top agents out there, a lot of them, they've built this brand of basically, hey, they're damn good realtors and they close deals, and so they end up getting referrals. And so the referral business down the road comes from your brand. So, we've transitioned to where we're doing 50 to 70 home sales per YouTube channel, in multiple states. And I just am doing my continuing education because I'm not even 2 years into real estate. So how did I do that so quickly? It was building a brand, which is what I'm going to teach you. So number 1, the thing that you really, the biggest struggle is picking that platform. Again, Gary Vee says, get it everywhere. I did that. I struggled. It didn't work. And you're kind of doing half-assed stuff here. I'm going to tell you right now, I hate LinkedIn. I never get on there. So if you message me on LinkedIn ever, I'm probably not going to see it. I always thought that was fake. And, it's a business-to-business type thing. If you're good at it, hell yeah. You go in 100%. You leave the others in the dust. Facebook, I was always on, but it just wasn't business. On Instagram, I hated. I couldn't figure it out, and you have to have all these hashtags and that wasn't for me either. The only reason I go to Instagram is I hit the little magnifying glass down there and I watch videos. I'm a video guy. So I wasn't getting any business from those, yet I was living on those. And it took me away from what I knew my absolute passion was. I'm going to speak about YouTube because it changed my life. Again, in less than 2 years of real estate, I'm growing teams in multiple states. We're doing hundreds of thousands of dollars of, in commissions per channel, per state. 50 homes, like it's crazy to me. So it's my passion. It may not be yours, and this video is for any platform, but I just have to discuss why. Because ultimately, I liked being on camera. I could do longer videos, and that's what worked for me. If you're a shorter video type person, or maybe blog writer, whatever, you need to pick that path. So at the end of the day, you need to pick whatever platform that you enjoy, and I do think you need to be on some type of social media platform. Obviously, this is the best one. No shaking that. It's organic, it's free, and your videos last forever. Unlike the other platforms, it's the other thing that ticked me off is all that hard work I did, it would be gone in a day or two. So pick your platform. I don't care which one it is, and go all in. Do not spread yourself out until you are ready to scale. Yes, we do, Pinterest, we do blogs, we do podcasts and all that, but we grew to that. We scaled to that. We can talk about that in a little bit. Number 2, the biggest thing you can do about your brand is sharing your knowledge. So what happens is you start getting into, I need to cover this, and I need to cover that, and I need to cover this and that and that and that and that and that. It's too much, right? And then you start talking about stuff that you're not good at. I'm not good at real estate. Like, I'm terrible. I'm the shittiest realtor ever. That's my coined phrase. So how am I going to sit there and start doing a bunch of videos about real estate when I don't care about it, like, at all? So what I started doing is realizing I was going to YouTube, and I got this inflatable hot tub. I kind of had a few too many brewskis, and I bought it in August. Who does that? But I wanted to learn how to keep it clean, so I kept going. And this guy had all these videos about his hot tub. He was pretty passionate about keeping that damn thing clean, and I could watch him all day. And I watched all his videos, and I subscribed because he was being real. He was helping me with my situation at that point. So he had this brand as this, like, inflatable hot tub guy, right? And that's like, I would search him, I would look for him. He built his own brand that way. So if you reel that all the way back, you got to talk about something. If you can talk about REO properties, or investment properties all day because that's what you love, that's what you need to be focusing on. That's your brand. Hey, who's that freaking REO guy? It's Jackson, right? Or it's Jason, that REO guy. So you start niching into your brand by knowing what you're talking about. And when you can talk about it all day, like I can here with YouTube for real estate, that's your brand. If you go to TubeBuddy right now and you type in Jackson Wilkie and just write Y, Jackson Wilkie YouTube is a key word. That's my brand. Like, I am known as a YouTuber. The YouTube agents, Jackson Wilkie, those are all search terms that are coming up because so many people are typing that in now. So I've built a brand as, hey, if you want to learn how to grow, a YouTube channel, especially for business, it's that Jackson Wilkie YouTube guy, right? So at the end of the day, really talking about stuff that you're knowledgeable about is going to define your brand. A lot of this came after I started talking about my pain points, and then we branded into it. The other thing, Portland, Oregon, my brand, there, I tried being the realtor again. I tried being the local professional. I didn't know it. And it came off in the camera that way. And so what I did is I started transitioning over into, hey, I'm actually this relocation guy. I specialize in relocation because I just moved here 2.5 years ago. So when I started telling my stories about what the pain points of me moving, that's when my brand really came up that, hey, Jackson, you just moved there. Hey, I loved your story on X, Y, and Z. We're moving there too. Can you help us? So I became that. The brand of me was like brewskis. People always text, Jackson, we're coming to Portland. We're going to meet up, have some brewskis. And then also the move up home buyers and the families. When people were like, hey, we're coming into town to invest, or luxury, or, people who were very analytical and data, they'd be like, hey, Jesse, saw your video on X, Y, and Z. We really want to carve out some time to talk to you. So we were starting to realize the more we talked about what we knew, that's the kind of people. And so it casted a wider net. Now we were catching business professionals and investors because Jesse knows everything, every single stat, and everything about real estate. And I was really about, what it was like to move there and relocation. And so, when you start talking about the knowledgeable things, and I wasn't from there. Now you might be like, hey, well, I'm from this area. What do I do? Here's what I did in North Idaho. I started a new channel there. And I did talk about being the local. I know every freaking back road in North Idaho. I can tell you everything about North Idaho, from the mountain roads, the lakes, what fishing, hunting. And I knew my market. A lot of people moving to North Idaho, they're very conservative. They're red. They want hunting. They want fishing. They want their space. And so I talk about that. And I was a journeyman lineman. And I talk a lot about my past work and how that can help them move and transition here. Like, hey, if you move to Spirit Lake, Idaho, there's 5-acre, 10-acre pieces there. It's your most affordable, but it's about 30, 45 minutes from downtown Coeur d'Alene, which is fine. You're not that far. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now. You're in the middle smack dab of a snow belt. If it gets 8 inches of snow in downtown Coeur d'Alene, look to get 14 to 18 inches in Spirit Lake. You will double, sometimes triple the amount of snow. And I was a journeyman lineman there. I ran most of the power lines to a lot of those developments and those houses. There's boulders in there that are bigger than me. I mean, there's giant ass rocks. So you're definitely going to need some kind of equipment when you buy houses over there. But people love that. They love to have their equipment. So if that's you like having your tractors, clearing your land, whatever, you'll be just fine. But make sure you get some kind of snowblower. So I really went into this expertise, and I always talk about, hey, I know every back road. There's not an area that I haven't been. So that, when you call, you want to find your perfect area. That's the hardest part, is finding your perfect area. I've probably walked those areas, so I can give you the insight. So, man, I get all those calls all the time. Hey, we only want to talk to Jackson. We want our own space. We want to be able to hunt, fish in our backyard. So that's the way that I did it, when I do know the area very well. So I play back and forth very well, and I just own that I have just moved there. That's what I'm doing here in Houston. Hey, I've moved here, and it's actually my second time moving here. So I'm going to be giving you my stories, my insight of what I am. So my brand is, I'm the relocation guy. I'm moved here too. And I know that's long-winded, but like I said, at the end of this, you should have an actionable plan of how you start building your brand through these videos. So it will start showing itself on these videos as you do more. We need to talk about this. Should you use your name as your brand? Now, you can see that we've actually started a huge wave of the living in channels. So living in Portland, Oregon is what I started. I started discovering that the brand of Jackson Wilkie, or our real estate team, which was Real Agent Now, that's what we used to have our YouTube channel. I had it as Jackson Wilkie. Then we went to Real Agent Now Group by Jackson Wilkie and Jesse Dow. That is never searched. So our brand was this real estate team, right? And it was never, ever, ever going to be searched. Once I realized that, and then I realized that keywords had a huge role in YouTube, our brand became Living in Portland, Oregon. Now we're the Living in Portland, Oregon guys, and that's a huge search term, and that's what people know us as. And that's what's carried us. It's crazy to me that I thought of that, the living in, and next thing you know, it carried its way across the entire country, up into Canada, multiple channels of real estate agents doing that. So we started this whole wave of living in, and you can see now you're starting to see I talk about stuff that I'm knowledgeable and the paths that I took. I used to have my channel name not named Living In. And so once we did, we saw, extreme growth. And so the other part of the brand is, one of the problems I see with this was not coming from me. I can't take credit. It's from Jesse. He's a mastermind with businesses. You don't name something after that person. So such and such real estate group, John Doe real estate group, Drew Johnson real estate group. What happens when Drew Johnson quits? It's done, right? So they want Drew Johnson. But when you brand something more broad, the Real Agent Now group, well, guess what? Jesse lives in Phoenix now. I live in Houston, Texas. And that YouTube channel, that real estate team is exploding. We even need more agents because we were able to exit. Tell yourself this right now. If you are a successful agent, business owner, and you're named after yourself, if you stepped out, would the business carry on? And so what we found and what Jesse said is no, dude, we need to brand this into something that, one, we can walk away from. Now me and him get to live wherever we want. And two, we have actually had our YouTube channel and that real estate business. We had it quantified per se. It's worth over $4 million, and that's something we could sell. We've got every system in place. We're out of it now. That thing could sell for over $4 million right now. So what I'm saying is this is something that Jesse brought me into. The brand isn't you always. You can be the face of it and everything, but you build some kind of name, some kind of niche. Trust me, it sticks if you put in the work. So With that being said, that's just something to think about as you grow. Come up with some kind of name for that, but ultimately, none of this works without step number 4 of building your brand, and that is putting in the work. You have to go all in. So we tried so many different brands, we tried so many different names, and then we kind of half-ass it here and half-ass it and back and forth. And once we got consistent and went with the Real Agent Now group, it stuck. And then we never strayed from it. Every single intro, Real Agent Now. We got Real Agent Now hats. We got Real Agent Now sweatshirts. We do Real Agent Now, is just our brand, right? That's when it started really growing. And now when we have, I don't take any of the calls. We average 10, 15 reach outs a day. Doesn't matter which channel, they get that many. Hey, this is such and such with the Real Agent Now group. It's not, hey, this is Jackson Wilkie, if we named it that, or hey, this is Jesse Dow. Now, everybody's part of this team, and what we found for agent attraction, they love being part of a team that's not a name, like part of John Smith Real Estate, where they're the name, they're the brand. It's, hey, we're a powerhouse. And so we built this entire team to where they're part of the Real Agent Now group. We're all one, and I give a lot of credit to our girls in Portland who are closing those deals. They're absolute rock stars, and they love being part of the team that they are equal parts of. So you got to go all in. You got to name it something. If you do go with your name, great. But just, go all in with it and continue that out. It goes into your marketing, goes into everything. So that's what we really realized once we started talking about it, and we thought big picture, if we ever wanted to step out and move out, building a brand that was not around our names was very pertinent to that move. So with all that being said, we're going to get into the number 1 thing. Number 5 is you got to buy into your brand. If you don't believe in it, it ain't going to happen. So that's, again, talking about some of these other steps above, it really didn't click to me until I bought in that I'm not a professional real estate agent. I bring in, with all the channels combined, I probably bring in 200 deals to these teams, and I'm the shittiest realtor ever. So I've bought in that I suck at real estate, that it's not what I want to do, and I bought into the brand of YouTube for real estate, Jackson Wilkie YouTuber. And with that, it allowed me to scale. We pay our agents incredible. We don't give them 25% or 35%. Like, we pay them incredible. Once we started delegating, it allowed me to build this brand, and now we can go all in. I own it that I'm not the top realtor. I own it that I am a relocation specialist. And I say that, like, hey, I'm the top relocation specialist. I have this down. We've helped hundreds of clients relocate. So there is no smoother process. And the funny thing is, when we get the calls and they're like, hey, we're interviewing multiple agents. Perfect. We'd love to. We're going to set a Zoom call. We're going to get the whole team on. Those people get on. They go, well, you're the first, group period who set up a Zoom call. So we really appreciate that. Because we go through, we show them the map, we show them their areas. Our follow-up processes for the Real Agent Now team is second to none. Our lenders on there, the brand that we have, we went all in on. It's just, and I'm open with them too. They're like, Jackson, you doing real estate, we want to work with you. Honestly, I'm the video marketing guy. I'm not the best. You don't actually want me. I will be here step by step, and you'll always be able to communicate with me. But at the end of the day, you want Jesse, you want Heather, you want Jessica, you want them as your realtors negotiating. I'm going to let stuff slip through the cracks, but I do the videos. We all bought into this. And at the end of the day, if you don't believe in your brand and what you're selling and what you're doing, it's not going to brand itself. So you really got to, when it comes to brand, I know that's a lot, but I hope I gave you so much information that you're like, okay, I know what I'm good at. I need to stay in my lane. And then you just go find that platform that you love, the one that you understand, the one that you really want to be on. If you can't stand seeing yourself on video, it's not going to be your thing. Maybe you need to get into podcasting because you actually like speaking. You just don't like the video aspect. We get tons of business from our podcast, and it's just audio from our video. So I couldn't imagine if I actually took time to do the podcast, real, how much more business we get. Or blog writing if you're a good writer. So you just got to brand yourself. You got to, you really got to be knowledgeable about what you're talking about, and that's going to help you immensely. But these videos that are popping up right now, those are going to help you immensely to grow your YouTube channel. Start clicking on those and you will be well on your way. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.